Good afternoon, Minecrafters. This is Sunday, June 14th, 2026. We are live here at our world spawn, and I'm the Big Red 1967. Welcome aboard. Let me check the audio real quick. Testing, testing, one, two, three, testing. There we go. So, hope everyone's having a good Sunday. I started yesterday doing the railway from the one uh, nether portal to this one village. I'd like to connect it to this other village today if I could. So last night I came in here after I had dinner and stuff, and I healed up my equipment using the what you call it, the creeper, the creeper farm, which is above here. And we're on the flying ship right now, and of course our friend Waldo is here, and let me see if I can get his attention. My man. And he was nice enough to fly me up here. See if I can turn around so you guys can see the flying ship. And let me see here. Kind of can see it. Kind of. This design was by Enigma Man on YouTube. So if you go to Enigma Man, Enigma Man on YouTube for Minecraft, you will see this fine design. And it's got to be finished. It has to have railings, copper, big giant copper railings and chains and stuff to make it like a steampunk flying ship. And there's World Spawn down below there. And out this way is, if you could see where that tower is over there, I'm laying tracks along the coastline down there, all the way around. You know, they say Minecraft is not round, but that's definitely round, isn't it? It's like a Earth, a round planet. But in any case, we're going to follow this coastline as I do these tracks, and we're going to come across this one village out here, and then there'll be another second village, and that's where we stopped yesterday. Was the second village. Out there in the distance, straight ahead, is the ice biome, where the North Pole City is located. And well, I tell you, when you're riding, it doesn't look that far away, but man, from up here, this pretty big. It's a pretty big swath of area. The windmill that I built is out this way. So the tracks will follow the coastline all the way out here to the windmill and then out to the village, which is on the other side over there. And it keeps going this way. Before I get too far, I don't want Hermie. I don't want to lose him, so let's bring him back over to World Spawn. I'll leave him over there, and I'll take a portal out to the other village. But you get the idea that the tracks are going to be along the coastline, and it'll connect World Spawn to those other two villages, and probably other points of this world on my maps and stuff. But for now, uh, you saw yesterday. It took 3 hours. Took 3 hours. 3 hours just to lay the tracks I did yesterday. Usually, if I'm not mistaken, how the mechanics for Happy Gas work, they stay in the area you get off of them. So if you get off of them, they'll stay in that area until you come back, allegedly. But I don't want to tempt fate and lose this little guy. And you can see the cherry blossoms with the Asian building over there. That's the shepherd's house. So I'm making that section down here to the right like an Asian themed area that'll connect to the mountain on the other side. A lot of the white blocks that you're seeing, or the cream colored blocks, they're from the end. So if you ever get a chance to go out to the end, you'll have an opportunity to grab those blocks. Actually, they're not bricks. They're actually raw material that you use a crafting table to turn into bricks. Kind of like cobblestone or stone. Kind of same idea. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave our friend over here, and I'll take the portal out. Actually, there's a portal up in the um, tower here. I'll get off there and use that portal. I definitely want to lay tracks across the river here onto the other side. Out on that side, across the way, is a mountain with an ancient city underneath, and I would love to take an opportunity to turn the ancient city into a bright village area or villager city. So I would use like dyed terracotta, make it look like a sky, put that on the ceiling, light it all up, put villagers and grass and stuff inside there. But that would be for another time. I definitely want to build this area up too. I want to put a building on top of the stone to make it more of a castle-like structure out here. But yes, I hope everyone had a good Saturday. All my prayers to those out in the Midwest of the United States. This is tornado season, so all my prayers out to those folks. I live in Florida, so we deal with hurricanes. This is our rainy season and our hurricane season, so we are also under that type of watch, if you so to speak. All right, we're going to get off here, and thank you, my good man. And we'll head over to the village we left off yesterday and keep laying down tracks. I apologize if I haven't been on. I usually stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Eastern Time between 1 and 3. And I've been trying for the summer, I'm trying to learn DaVinci Resolve editor, video editor. And I want to start editing all these videos so they're more palpable. Is that a word? So people can be actually want to watch it instead of being too long. And I'm learning. I'm getting there. But this week, unfortunately, one of my teeth has to be removed. I have a really bad cavity, and I can't afford crowns and all that good stuff. So I'm 58 years old. So the only thing I can afford, I can afford is getting the teeth actually pulled out. So that's going to happen this week. I have to take not penicillin, antibiotics because it's a little infected, and before they can actually remove the tooth. I believe this is the village. I think, and that was the broken portal. Was that? This is the actual village portal right here. I should still have my map on me, so I know how to go to the next village, which there is a portal for. I already have a portal out there. Okay, so here is the village we left off yesterday. Here's the tracks. And I think what I'm going to do, let me pull up the map so I know which direction I'm going. Let me take that out, put this in. Okay, we are the silver arrow that's spinning on the map. And I believe the other green dot is a building. Look at these lovely cows. A building over here across the water. I think I need to get on the other. Okay, so the other village. Interesting. I could actually take. That's interesting. I never realized that. So this river right here goes right up alongside of that windmill. That's in. I never really paid attention to that. That's interesting. But I want to take this railway out to this village. tracks out. What I should do is to come out to the waterway and just follow along the waterway and just keep going straight ahead. Keep going, just go straight ahead. I'll run into that village if I come out here. Look at the kitty cats and some type of object floating in the sky. It's a UAP. Alrighty, I love these Swiss-inspired villages, European villages. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. Like Norwegian. Okay, so let's take a stack of these and just start laying tracks down. Probably gonna have to move. Unless they come around the bend. I think that's a more proper way of doing this. Redirect. Yeah, I could just simply just keep going around this building. See if I can pull some tracks out here. Leave this here. Since I'm in peaceful mode, I really don't need this chicken for right now. Oh, interesting. It won't let me put it down because it's a pathway block. And like yesterday, what I'll do is I'll ride it, and anywhere the cart slows down, I'll add a powered rail. And again, these tracks are not permanent. It's just a rough laying down to see how I want this to be laid out, you know. Excuse me as I multitask as I'm laying these tracks down. I'm trying to. My laptop is slow as molasses. All right, while that's doing its thing, let me pull these down. Oh, I never picked up that other shulker. Always gotta check those holes before, before you cross them, man. The thinking behind moving the sugar cane is I don't want to keep laying down all of this another wreck if I don't have to. This guy, I flipped him out moving the sugar cane. He's like, "What are you doing? You're destroying my village, you idiot!" There's the other map. I was wondering where the other one was at. So I figured I could put it down. The sugar cane has to be near water in order for it to grow. It has to be actually right by the water's edge. And I'll put it back here since I'm using another rack already to come out from the riverbank. Then I'll just go around the sugar cane and go back in. Now you can combine these like that, but I'm trying to get my maximum sugar cane. Because sugar cane, I tell you, it's expensive. Look at that fox taking a swim. Somebody's being a problem child. All right, let's get out another rack again. Try laying this down until I can get over. Don't worry, the fox is a professional swimmer. All right, that's good enough. And there you have it. It's tricky because sometimes if you don't put the crosshairs on the right spot, you could be actually putting it on the boat, not the animal that you're trying to get out of the boat. Okay, how did that happen? Oh, you know what it is? It's probably the train tracks or the rail car tracks. You can't, it probably interferes. Interesting. Well, I don't know. Don't ask me. I really don't know. I'm assuming. I'm assuming. And you know what assuming does, right? If not, look it up, please. This is gonna. And like I said yesterday, for whatever reason, when you do tracks like this, it speeds up the minecart. It might be an optical illusion, but I think it actually it does work that way. I was like, where is that coming from? sorry. So since the village is out, I have to turn anyway to go that way. I guess I might as well just cross here and then follow that coastline. Look at those goodies. See, that tells you I haven't been to this village. What is that noise? That was weird. Abuse, obsidian, iron. Oh, I can use the iron. Saddle, nice. Some good stuff here. Oh, and by the way, when things come up that's relevant, I'll start talking again. Um, Last night I was watching on Pluto TV. It's a free internet network to watch TV. Um, on the movie section, you could probably watch it on demand. It's called Source Code. It's from 2011 or 2012. Good movie. Good science fiction movie. I highly, highly, highly recommend watching that. A lot of times, I've noticed a lot of movie companies, what they'll do is they try to get slick without having to use too much production by, you know, making a movie just with a guy stuck inside of a cavern for the entire movie, you know? Oh, and by the way, the reason why these mushrooms, I couldn't plant it out here, but I could plant it under here because of the shade. If the light level is low enough, you can plant the mushroom. But yeah, source code, go check it out, man. It's more than that typical like little room for the entire movie thing. It's good writing, good writing. Jake Gyllenhaal is in it, and yeah, I was really impressed with it. That one and Arrow, believe it or not, the Arrow TV series. If you're into comics, the writers on that definitely pull you back for every episode. So definitely watch that. And they use a ton. They combine a lot of other DC characters in that series, which is really cool how they intertwine it. So hats off to Arrowverse. Very good. I only saw when I was growing up. I mean, I read some comics, but I wasn't like a true comic fan where I would have like all the background on everybody. But I watched a lot of the animated series, and sometimes you would see other characters that you don't normally see, and Arrow was one of them. And I was always curious about his background and where he came from and all this stuff, and Arrowverse does a pretty good job. They kind of go off the rails a little bit, pun intended, and but it's really good. It's really good. I would highly recommend watching it. I'm telling you, man, the Canadian film and film industry, writers and everything involved, good stuff, man. They really do some really um, justification to their stories. They really do honor to their stories when they write them. It's really good. That's interesting. Just curious what that is. Without drowning. What is that? Oh, it's like we call that. Oh, that's it's like a lush cave down there that's exposed, something like that. It looks like there's air pockets, you know. That's why it has a like block look to it. Pretty cute, pretty cute. Let's throw a bed down so we have some light in a few moments here. Hello. This is the part I really love and I appreciate Minecraft music. I really do. Unbelievably, I used all that netherrack. I thought there was another spare thing of netherrack. I must have used it. Is that brick? Yeah, there's nether bricks. That was the thing I lost the name for it. Hold on for a second. In Minecraft, when you smelt netherrack, what does it become? In Minecraft, when you smelt netherite, what does it become? That's where I'm getting it confused. Yeah, when you smelt netherrack, it becomes not smell, but smelt with a T. Um, it becomes brick, but the netherite that becomes ancient debris. So I don't know why. I guess I don't know. I don't know why I got that confused. I really don't, but I did. At this, since we're out of netherrack, I think I'm going to start using some of this coastline dirt. If I can avoid having to go up, I would be much appreciative. Try to avoid using as many powered rails if I don't have to. You should always be careful over gravel or sand because they could always fall out from underneath. But I think I'm willing to take a chance on that one. So the village should be straight out this away. Wow, look at how that water is stuck behind that wall there. I love getting an opportunity. This is like taking a microscope and really checking out your world when you do stuff like this. I think it'd be more dramatic to go across. That, my friends, is a pink sheep that I created a long, very long time ago. And hold on, I'm trying to take a picture of it, and I'm pushing the wrong button. And he must have been from that village that we're heading to. That is so awesome. The um, the meme or the saying a lot of times in Minecraft when you mistaken a pig, you always say it's a pink sheep, but that is literally a pink sheep. Yeah, I when I need different colors and stuff, I was dyeing the sheep. Instead of dyeing the wool, I would just dye the sheep. And he must have been one of the sheep that I dyed a long time ago, and he must have been on his merry way. This is as far as he got, or maybe he's making a life outside the village. There's the village. That's so funny. That was not me. That was the pink sheep. never thought, after what I went through yesterday laying these tracks down, I didn't think it would be possible to get to this next village, the amount of time it took. But we're here, and once we reach this village, World Spawn's not that far away. So that's the biome. If you see the silver arrow spinning on the map, that's us. And that ice biome, that's where the North Pole City is. It's out there. See if I can fly out there real quick so you guys can see how far it is from that village. It shouldn't be that far. It should be like right out here somewhere. Gotta wait for the game to render in. Okay, there's the sunken monument, and not too far from here. That tapping sound is to keep the allay in the area to any type of squid ink they pick up, they'll put it inside there. And here's North Pole City. So that's how far the village is from the North Pole City. If you look on the map, there's the silver arrow. Well, it's not spinning because we're way off, well, we're kind of far off the map, but directly across is the village. So, it's hard to tell. I think I came in through that way. Keep an eye on the map, and you'll see. There we go. So we're not that far from the North Pole City. That's why I would love to lay these tracks down out to the city out there. Let's go grab a little shut eye. And what I'll do is take the portal back to the beginning of this track, of these tracks, and start setting the powered rails down. Yeah, this was the very first village. Well, the second to first village I came across when I came into this world. So I used this place quite a bit in the beginning. See, here's the pups. I haven't given that poor guy a name. I should have. Now, since we can make our own name tags, let me see if I can do that. I got the iron. Let's see what the ingredients is here. Hold on, buddy. Let's see. Before you had to trade with. No, you couldn't even. I don't think you could even trade. I think you had to fish for it to get the name tags. I'm not sure. Because I think it was first fishing, and then one of the villagers you could trade with them, and now it's you can craft it, which is pretty awesome. Let's see. Name tags. I should just type it in. Interesting. So you need one gold nugget and a piece of paper. I don't think I have that. I don't think. Let's see. Well, I have the gold. I should have paper. It's going to be inside of the ender chest here. It might be. Let me see. Yeah, he doesn't. I think it's the librarians that have it. Don't quote me on that. I think the librarians have it. Now a good name for him. Uh, Tony Bark, because it's we call that. This is like a blacksmith place, and Iron Man. Tony Bark. I have to give it a date too. There he is. He goes, "No, get me the heck out of here." Sorry, Town. All right, let's. This has got to go back in here. That's got to go back in here. We're going to go back to the beginning of the tracks and start laying down the. You don't have. I mean, I could do it. I could actually start from here, but something's telling me it's better if I went the other way around because I think there's less hills compared to here. And actually, I probably could actually. Um, no, I guess I can't. I mean, I could link it, like make a tunnel from here out, but we'll see. We'll see. Since I already have the ice here, it's going to be not that far. It should be like right here. Yep. That's why I'm always kind of hesitant until I'm really sure the Nether hub is finished before I start making it an actual proper subway tunnel. Because there's a lot of work into in my brain to decorate it, and I hate to take it apart and redo it. That wasn't too bad, but since this is the village, and if I was in this area, it'd be nice to like if I wanted to start from here. So I'll lay some powered rails here first. What's that? Sometimes when you hear that splashing sound, that might be a squid, or it could be a fish. It's pretty cool. All right, let's lay these stuff down. I tried to cheat and put it on the side because you can't put it on top of the path block. I figured maybe I can get it on the side. It wouldn't even let me do it that way. That's funny. That fishing pole is from the creeper farm. I forgot to put it back so I don't forget. So anytime it slows down, that's a pretty good spot to drop some powered rails. You don't really need three, but I figured if I put three down, it'll really give me enough juice to get to the next spot. I'm tempted to go all the way back. I'm really tempted. I love trains, man. I really do. See, the blocks on the side is what's slowing me down. I should knock these blocks out. So that worked pretty darn good. I am happy with that. So basically, this is going to be, if you've ever seen World of Warcraft Teldrassil, the Night Elf village or Night Elf tree, this would be it. Now, if you look on my map on my left hand, you see the silver arrow spinning. Out, out on the east side of the map, there's a green dot. That goes out to the iron farm. So there is a mega iron farm out that way, where I have the trading village and what's it? The Smurf village is out that way too. But what I'd like to do today is see if I can go a little bit get a little bit closer to world spawn, and then I'm going to call it a stream. I'm getting kind of hungry right now myself, but let me see how far I can go. You know what? Let's grab a little shut eye. I'll actually fly since my wings are pretty good. I'll fly out so you guys can see the iron farm, which isn't too far from here. And what I should do, I'll leave the minecart here because I'm gonna come. Did I pick it up? Yeah, I think I picked it up. Yep. Let me put this tree down too. Um, so I gotta go out this way. Should have enough rockets. Get me pretty darn close. It's hard to see because my game doesn't render in really fast. But that's all the area that I want to lay tracks down. I don't have to, but I would like to. See, it's like a plains biome between that last depot and over here. Okay, so this is the village on the way out to the Mega Iron Farm. It's out this way. If I can find the next body of water, it should be out here somewhere. Okay, I'm a little confused. Hmm. Well, if I keep walking this way, I should hit more water, hopefully. Interesting. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. I think. Yeah, this is it. So if I keep going over here, there should be another stop on the way to the iron farm along this waterway. Let the game render in for a second. Okay. I might have flew right past it. Hmm. Yeah, this is the area because here I put up like a light post so I know where I'm at. There should be something over here. Yeah, here it is. So what I made over here was a phantom farm. So if you stay up over 3 nights in Minecraft, phantoms will appear. And if you sit inside of that giant portal, as they fly down to attack you, they get caught inside of the portals and they get transferred into the Nether, where I have like a trident farm to not a trident farm, a trident killer to eliminate them and get their drops. You use the phantom, their drops from the phantoms to repair your elytra. That's the proper way of doing it. And if I keep flying out this way, let me see if I have everything. I should hit the Mega Iron Farm straight out here. And again, all of this pathway, I would like to lay train tracks all the way out to here. Would be I like to put train tracks through the entire world if I could. It's just it's just the rendering. The game does it. See how it says chunk still loading? You may encounter some mild performance issues. Here we go. Here's the Mega Iron Farm with the iron golems being where he's not supposed to. Alright, so now you guys have an idea. Oh, let me show you two. Let me get out of here. I'm stuck. Uh oh, this is not good. Let me show you the Smurf Village thing. We worked on that for a long time. When I say we, I mean this, my, you guys watching. But this is like, I have a trading village here, and this is for drowned, sucking drowned up and getting their tridents. That portal over there is for gold, bringing zombie pillager, zombie piglins through fishery. So this is like a mega farm. And then out here is the Smurf Village. If I can, the game takes a little bit to render. If I don't get lost on the way. Here we are. Smurfy Guest. This is Gargamel. Have you ever seen the Smurf animation? The Smurfs. This is Gargamel's house. There's Gargamel. There's Azrael. If you go back in my videos, you'll see where I start making this area here. And then here's the Smurf village right outside his house. Another unfinished project. And here, of course, is a couple of Smurfs. Where's his buddy at? I always lose that guy. Must be inside. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I need to expand this house. I need to finish Gargamel's place. I put a roof on there. I gotta use hay to cover up that section of the roof. See if I can do another fly around. You guys can see it properly. I gotta put the doorway in, the windows, the hay over top of his sitting area. I was gonna put a giant cauldron in there and stuff too. This is a mushroom island, so you really don't get a lot of mobs in here. And then underneath the surface here is a spider farm, which is pretty cool. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop into the portal, go back to that village, try to keep laying tracks towards world spawn, and then I'm going to call it a stream. I don't know if I can make it that far, but I'm going to try. See what time it is. Yeah. And whoever's here, welcome aboard. If you're new here, I'm the Big Red 1967. Normally I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 1 and 3 Eastern. But this summer I'm trying to learn how to edit using DaVinci Resolve. And I have over 800 previous videos of live streams up on my YouTube channel. And I'm trying to edit those down to 20 minutes versus 3 hours of stream. So, um, but this week I gotta go to the dentist, and I'm stuck in, can't do much because I'm taking antibiotics, and the only thing I have the energy to do is this. So I figured let's get this. And for whatever reason, this past week, this whole idea about making these railways, it's just been eating me up. So I'm like, I might as well do this. And that's the portal to the iron farmers right here, Aquatica. Oh, and I did show you while we're out here. So there's a sunken monument not too far from the iron farm, and I have a guardian farm out here. So they usually drop material to make what's that stuff called? I'll have to look it up. I don't remember my brain. Prisma Marine. So you get shards when you vanquish guardians, and you get the shards, and then you can make either lanterns, sea lanterns, or you can make blocks. And if I can get out of this portal, I'll show you. So we're actually inside of a sunken monument. I'm trying to make this into a villager city eventually, but this is the trident killer where the guardians fall down inside of, and then we get their drops. So you get these, you get the shards, crystals for the lanterns, fish, bones, and whatnots. If I can get out here, I can show you what it looks like on the outside. Yeah, it definitely needs to be finished. If you go back to my earlier videos on YouTube, you'll see how I used Silent Whisperer's machine. It's a flying machine that basically dries up the water, the ocean. It's humongous, and it does work pretty well for better. I play in Bedrock Edition, so you set up this like flying machine, and as it pushes out, it knocks out it dries up all the water. So it's pretty cool. There's the sunken monument right there that I gotta finish drying out the outside of it. It's gonna be, if you can see the dome, this is like the dome that goes around the entire perimeter. And I'll remove all this, the inside, and then to be the city for the villagers on the inside here. But this giant block is where the guardians spawn in, and they funnel down into that trident killer down below. But you have to stand up on top of this block for this to work. I haven't used this in such a long time, I don't remember how to use it, you know. But you have to get on this ladder. I think the ladder's on the other side. See if I can grab some shut eye. You guys can see it. It's a bit of a process. It's worth it because you get experience, uh, XP or experience, which are those green balls, and that repairs all of your armor and tools that have mending on it. Wonder why I didn't have this go all the way up. I hate to use. I hate to use the scaffolding, but why not? You know. Here we go. And what you do is you sit inside here while that machine down there, like, they'll spawn in. So let me fly down, turn the machine on, so you guys can see this work. So that is a trident killer, and what that is, you let the trident hit one of the pistons. You turn this lever on, and the pistons will basically push the trident around. Anything that falls in and gets killed, you get the XP because you threw the trident into the piston, and that's what's called a trident killer. If you go on YouTube, there's tutorials on how to make it. It's very simple, and if you go to my earlier videos, when I actually built this machine, um, you'll see what it's needed to make it. And then I set up a sorting machine underneath to sort the drops from the Trident Killer. Now I have to go into hard mode. Well, normal, you can go either normal survival. You see what the category is. Let me see. Hold on. 1 second. We have easy, normal, and hard. But hard, you get more drops. So it's not hardcore. It's just harder mode. And be a good idea to put a helmet on and get a sword out just in case somebody comes by. I set this up so if it's nighttime, the zombies can't break down an iron door. So if you stand here, you see the bubbles? That's the guardians coming in. They are the greenish, like looking type of fish with a blockhead with the orange fins and stuff. They'll zap you if you're swimming around. And what'll happen is the lower section there, you see all the signs. That's stopping the water from reaching the bottom of this block. So when the guardians swim down, they fall through the signs and then they're pushed into that trident killer. So if I walk down, you should see that actually happening. And if you hold on to the thing you want to get mended, then anything that gets vanquished, you'll get the XP for. You have to open this up. I have to design it better so I get the XP. There we go. That's pretty much how it works. And when they get vanquished, you'll get their, like, they drop shards and crystals and stuff that you can make blocks and lanterns from. If you look at the tools, it says unbreaking, efficiency, and mending. Mending is what happens when you get the XP. It mends those tools. The only problem is with the guardians, because of their shape, it's hard for them to get inside that little square. So I should make it deeper, but yeah, it is what it is. See if I can. Oh, you know what? I don't have my food. Hold on. Yeah, when you're in survival mode, you gotta. That's one of the factors you gotta play with is eating. But that's pretty much it. See if I come up here a little bit. Get them to spawn. See how this is, there's a gap. Oh, I'm using gates. It's not signs. I'm using gates, open gates. That's stopping the water from coming all the way down. And then I have flowing water underneath, so when they fall down, they fall in that hole. They're pushed into that hole. But you have to be a certain distance. I think it's like either 40 blocks away or 100 blocks away for them to spawn in. But once they do spawn in, they spawn in like a lot. And this is kind of set up to be away from keyboard AFK if you wanted to. See if you watch, it'll spawn in. There they go. It's hard to see, but they're swimming around down there. See, and then the water pushes them down into that hole. And that's pretty much it. Uh, make sure this thing is actually. I'm gonna have to turn this thing on for this to send stuff out. Go down another level. Yeah. Let me see if it's backing up. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, there you go. So I set this up so that anything that's picked up, this is like an elevator, what is type, dropper elevator, and it sends the stuff up there into the back of this machine, and then this stuff sorts it. So here it's the prism shards, crystals. So you put in Bedrock Edition, if you set it up, put 41 of whatever you want sorted there, and then one individual block that's not going to be sorted into here. That anytime that passes by, it gets put into this chest. It's not a real complicated locking system. It's used quite a bit, so if you go on YouTube, you can see the tutorial for it, or when I built this on my past YouTube videos. All right, let me see here. Let me turn that machine off. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just go into peaceful mode. There we go. Turn this off. Oh, you know what? I gotta get that trident back before I turn that off. I might have to do it from underneath. That's the only downside of a trident killer. Well, if you play in Bedrock Edition, if you leave the trident killer unattended, if you go too far away, that you'll lose your trident. Forget where I had it sit to go pick it up again. Hmm, maybe right here. Wow. I got it. It's right there. And that's the cool thing about these machines is you can use any type of trident with any type of durability on it. It'll still work. And then again, if you can't, if you don't want to eat this stuff, the fish or whatever, you can trade it with villagers. Yep, it's all sorted. Just make sure you turn all your redstone off before you leave the area, or it breaks when you come back. That's pretty much it. Let's head back to the village and see if I can lay some more tracks down. When I get inspired, I'll come back and do this place. But in order for this to be the way it is right now, I had to try this whole thing out with sponges and all kinds of stuff. But that's what makes it interesting, man. The challenge. Excuse me, sir. Now, if I could make it to the windmill, that would be a feat, but that's still a pretty long way. I don't know if I can do that. Okay, so here's the village where we left off. And the windmill. Oh, let me pull the map out and take this stuff off. I'm in peaceful mode now. So the windmill. I'll show you where we are. It's the silver arrow spinning. So it should be north of here. That next green dot up there. That should be the windmill. Let's see if I can fly out there. So I'm going to go along this embankment here. Wow, I thought it was closer. That's a little bit of a ways. Oh no, there's okay. So the windmill should be right over here then. Okay, now I'm totally lost. Where the heck is that windmill? There it is. And the village is right down. Oh, see, that's what I was saying. See how that river is? That's where our first, well, that's where we started today, is that other green. At the end of this river, heading to the southeast, that green dot is where we started today. See, I thought that's where that river led right to this windmill. But the village is right there to the far west, right there. So the village is like right out that way. So it's along that this section here. I have to put the tracks down to get to the windmill. All along this way. Yikes. So let's see how far I can get with what I have. If I get too dizzy or whatever from from hunger, I might have to stop. Now these junctions with these villages, what I normally do is make like a station. So instead of having a lever, I have a button. So when I pull into these stations, these powered rails will be off. And if we want to keep it moving, you push the button, and then it'll go, and then it'll turn back off. So that way, next time you approach the station, as you're coming through these different stops, you will stop, so you don't have to do all this craziness with getting off and breaking your minecart and all that stuff. But so far, it's looking pretty good. I am really curious. That's a dark oak forest over there, and I'm curious to see if there's a woodland mansion maybe out that way. But this is pretty good. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I love the sound of the rails. I know I left a few trees hanging, but after a while. But when I do stuff like this, it gives me ideas as I ride through the rails of different areas, what to do in certain areas, what to put in there and stuff. And yeah, I did that in my original world. One of these days, when I get back to my original world, I'll show you the railroad I set up there, and I used a lot of trestles, a lot of tall bridges going through the world instead of doing what we're doing. And like I said, these are a rough idea of how I want these tracks laid out. I can always change it to make it a smoother ride, but this is pretty good. Again, this is going to be Telgersil area for the Night Elf type of village area. All right, let's see if we can go back and see what happens. What I would also like to do is not only at these junctions make it like a train stop, but also play, you can make a station for the gas, like a gas station, a pun on words, but it's like a docking area for the gas, so you can actually have the gas pick up large cargo with boats and stuff. And it's a good way of drawing them towards you and then mounting them and all that stuff. So you can make a pretty good, interesting little engineering construction area out of these depots. So that's another consideration if you're doing this in normal survival. You should put like fences on either side of the rails. So if you're traveling at night, zombies don't attack you while you're riding the rails. And lighting, put a lot of lighting along the railway too. All right, guys, and there we have it. I don't know if I'll be back on tomorrow or not, but if I do, we'll try to keep going all the way to the world spawn, which is really not that far. Let me grab a little shut eye so we have some light. Show you how far it is. So what I'd like to do is have these tracks maybe come up alongside here and then keep on going out. Um, I don't think I've ever showed you inside here. While we're here, let me show you. And like I said, this is to cover the flower farm here and dye farm. I'm not sure if this is going to work. I think I need bone meal in this for it to work. I'm not sure if I have any. No. And I have autocrafters down here to make the dye. Yeah, I don't have any bone meal. But what happens is, let me see if I can just turn it on. You guys can see. You place a flower in the center down there, like right there. See, there's a red flower there, and then there's bone meal in that dispenser. And as this thing runs, it uh, causes the flower to grow and spread on the grass, and then the machine goes back and forth, breaking any of the flowers that grow, and then it gets flooded, and the flowers go into the autocrafter where the dye is made. So there's a whole lot of area that I could still use for storage or whatever. I forget who I used, whose template I used to build this, but if you go on YouTube, look up, and there's a name for this windmill too. Oh my god! But if you look up windmill on Minecraft windmill, you'll eventually come across this. There's a particular name for this, and I don't remember exactly the name. but it's a really cool design. I like the circular top. So here's world spawn. So I need to bring the tracks from that windmill along the waterway or the embankment out to here. And what I would like to do is bring it all the way around to the tower where the portal is at. So that way, when you come out of the portal, oh, there's Waldo. See if I can get up there. Here's the dock area that I started, never finished. Got to put all this stuff in here for boats and ships and stuff like that. Nice bridge going across there. But let me see if I can get up there. What the heck? Gentlemen. And you can buy red. That's one of the reasons why I put these guys in here, because you can buy redstone off of them. And different types of potions and stuff. But here's the portal. So I'm hoping to bring the tracks up to here and then wrap the tracks around the tower and then to the outside of this peninsula all the way out to the windmill. I think that would be a nice ride. But this whole thing here, this has got to be built up, a nice size structure on top of this platform to make it look like a castle almost. Connected out towards the tavern so that all these guys can walk along the walkways, walk inside the building, all the way out to the shepherd's place, the Fletcher house out there. And then there's a mountain out there that has a um, ancient city. See if I can see. And there's a village out here. I'm running out of rock. it's, I'm gonna be stuck. There's a village here. Can't really see it. It's a little higher up. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's not good. So I need to make a bridge come across here, and then as you go up, there is a village. Let me see if I have any more rockets whatsoever. I might be able to make some. There's one. This will get me up top of the hill. Let me see. Do I have enough speed? No. I'll be darned. I'll put this stuff in there. So here is the village. It's up here. And if I can get back down, you can see the village. So I'd like to come across, connect this village to my world spawn. Tiger Village. And then I think I should have a portal that connects to the ancient city, which is inside this mountain over here. I know I made a pathway that I can get back to the portal. Here it is. Not a graceful pathway, but a pathway nonetheless. Oh, great. And it stops abruptly. Wow. So there's a gaping hole over here. How you like that? Hmm. Wow, I thought I made a complete pathway across. I guess I didn't. Okay, I know this one's off, but there should be another portal here somewhere. Oh boy, you're killing me. See, that's where stairs come in awfully handy. There we go. So if I come in, what's in here? Nice. If I come in here, there should be another portal that goes right to the ancient city. I'll show you that real quick. Then I gotta go. I gotta go. It might have been right in that room down that corridor. Unless it's here? Maybe it's here. Let's see. And here it is. This is the ancient city. Wow, I forgot. Yeah, I put a gas down here too. Nice. Awesome. Check it out. I forgot I did this. I made a giant portal inside the ancient portal. I forgot I did this. I totally forgot I did this. This is awesome. I took out a lot of the shriekers that would call in a warden. The warden still can be called if I create a shrieker in here. But so my idea is, see, this is, I don't know if you've seen an ancient city before, but there's like broken structures down here. So what I'm hoping to do is take the ceiling, paint terracotta or dye terracotta into a light blue sky color with white blocks, make it look like clouds, and then put a lot of lights up inside the ceiling to make it look like a sky. So instead of it being like an ancient, a dark dungeon, make it look like it's the overworld, but inside this ancient city, and then populate it with villagers. I'm really curious to see how that would turn out. Um, when I'm going to do that, I might do that during Halloween. That might be a Halloween project. But yeah, this is so cool. Took me a while to light this place up. If I can get that guy over here, I can fly around. Let me see. The ancient city music. I need to make a docking station for this guy somewhere in here. See there, that's where we came from. Normally that's not lit up or working. It's just ancient, it's what they call an ancient portal. So I took obsidian and lined the inside of it. But that ceiling, I really would like to light this place up, really illuminate it enough that you can actually see the interior of this place. I think it'd be so cool. I don't know if you ever seen the movie Golden Child. Is it the Golden Child with Eddie Murphy? And this always reminds me of where he went to go get the knife or the sword or the knife or whatever. And this always reminds me of it. Some of these structures are so. See how that's pretty interesting. Ooh, shoot. That is so cool looking. The game generates all the ancient city's interior. And if you go on YouTube or Google and search custom ancient cities, you'll see how different players or creators customize the city. So cool. You definitely gives you like Halloween vibes for sure, or Lord of the Rings type of dwarven under the mountain type of feel. But yeah, so hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. We'll finish the tracks out to the world spawn if I can, and then who knows? Who knows what will happen? Let me see if I can dismount this guy. Hop out, get on. Probably went on the wrong side. I'll have to drop down a scaffolding so I can get up there. Pretty cool stuff. Um, yeah. So, but like I said, this summer I'm trying to learn how to edit using DaVinci Resolve. So I want to get some videos produced and sent out to you guys with a better quality. I gotta figure out which. I think it's down here. I think it's this one. Then I gotta get make some more rockets so I can fly around. But I'm glad you guys stopped by. Let me see if I can find you all a raid. And check out my YouTube channel, the same name, The Big Red 1967, for previous um, streams. Throw down the bed real quick. Okay, that was new. All right, hop out here so you can see the outside. Let me see if I can turn around. There we go. That's a little too close. Maybe I'll go up top here. Wow, I thought there, yeah, I was going to say there used to be a way to get up top. All right, give me a second here. Find you all a raid. We have Lucen, we have Chico Pop, Axo, Wild West, Dan, Malchus, Sly, nobody I know. Let's go with let's go with Wild West Dan. That's pretty cool. All right, we'll be in Dan's room in a few moments. You say hi to Dan. We'll try to be back here on Monday or tomorrow if I can. If not, keep an eye on my YouTube channel for any latest posts. I also have a Twitter account so you can see um, any updates. All right, you guys have a good Sunday. Hopefully see you tomorrow.